The Pythagorean Theorem. This is a digital lesson. So it starts out explaining what the Pythagorean Theorem is and then gives some vocabulary. So starting on slide 4, students are going to type in either hypotenuse or leg for each of the sides of these two triangles. And then they're given an example of how to use the Pythagorean Theorem. And then they've got some to solve on their own. So they're just going to type in the different values. And then the hypotenuse is, and they want to have the units on here, which are inches on this one. Okay, and then a few more to solve. They've got a lot of practice on these. And then they've got some answers that are not perfect squares. So their answer will be a square root. Same thing on that one. Okay, and then they're going to find one of the missing legs using the same formula. So they've got a few of those to practice. And then without the formula. So the students will have to use scratch paper and figure out the missing side on their own. And then they're taught the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Okay. Is this the right triangle? So you look at the different sides. Does it follow the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared? And then students are going to determine which of these four are right triangles by using the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Then they're shown some different ways they can use it. So here they're going to find the diagonal of a rectangle using the Pythagorean theorem. Here they're going to use a coordinate plane to find the missing side, the hypotenuse. Here they're going to find how far this ladder reaches up this wall, a 17-foot ladder. So they have two of the sides, they have to figure out the other side. And then students are going to prove the Pythagorean theorem visually. So they're going to take these two smaller sides of the triangle, and they can see that they have a square that matches each one of the sides. So the area should be the same. So if this is 3, the area is going to be 9. Here we've got a 4 by 4 and a 5 by 5. So to prove the Pythagorean theorem, they need to move all of these squares, the blue and the red, and then they just click and hold on this little blue circle. And they're going to move every single one of these from both of the smaller squares into the larger square, and they can see that it's exactly the same number of smaller squares. So I think a lot of teachers have done this lesson by having students cut out the squares. But this one is done on Google Slides, so all they have to do is click and hold to move those squares. And that is a lesson on the Pythagorean theorem.